What's up, Tyrus? What's up, Lou? Can both of y'all hear me? What's up, Carlos? What's up, Evan? All right, good. What's going on, Keith? It's not terrible. I actually just got back home. Was in Philly last night, so I just walked through the door half hour ago. And I am exhausted, so we're going to make this short and sweet. Not going to stay live too long. We'll give it another minute or so, let everybody get piled in. I'm going over a couple of the updated lines from games I was breaking down at 4 o'clock this morning when I got up. And that way we can give a free play. Let's see what's changed here. And just so everybody's aware, the people that have been waiting on the Super Bowl, no, Keith, kind of. I had to sign a piece of paper, but I actually went with my attorney to the Sixers game last night. So no, not really. I mean, it's something that I probably could have signed via the mail, but I don't typically like doing that. So I had gotten offered tickets to this game, which originally I was going to turn down because I wasn't going to go to Philly just to go watch the Sixers play on a random night. And then after the passing of Kobe, figured, it was his home city. That's their first game at home since it happened. Figured they'd be doing a pretty cool tribute to him, as well as I'm sure there'd be stuff going on around the city, which there was. So I decided to just tell him to meet me in Philly. We went to the game. I signed the paperwork that I needed to. We enjoyed the game. And I got on a flight well before daylight this morning. Steven, I didn't even watch the Ball State game. I was checking score updates, so I know that they were up for a good portion of it. And I was at the team that blew the game was the Sixers. I mean, they were up by 16 with 1:30 to go and completely controlling every aspect of that game. For whatever reason, why they would foul with 1:30 to go up 16 is beyond me, but they fouled them back-to-back possessions. And they turned the ball over on the two following possessions to only win by 11 when the spread was 12. Can't write it any different. What's going on, Matt Colton? 78. '76ers should have beat them worse. I mean, 1:30 to go, you're up by 16. I mean, they should have won the game by over 20. Nope, not at this time, Steven. I have actually not even started working on the NBA yet. Well, I say that. I've looked over some game reports. That's actually what I'm trying to do now. There's not a big NBA slate, so I kind of pushed it off for a little while this morning. Wasn't too worried about it. I was more worried about college just because of there being a good many games for a Wednesday. So that's what I've put the majority of my focus on. Sorry, guys, I'm multitasking, writing down some notes here. Just give me 1 second. Let's see where we at. Any thoughts on the Penn Gaming investment into Barstool and what you see happening? I think it's a good investment. I mean, Barstool started as a gambling newspaper, so this is like the most logical thing they could do to get with a company. I mean, I always thought that Barstool would end up partnered with some sort of gambling affiliate. I figured that it would be Caesars or MGM Properties or William Hill Properties, somebody like that would get to them. Or either like a FanDuel or a DraftKings, since FanDuel and DraftKings were going to be the first ones to have their own nationwide betting parlors, I guess you could say, like by being able to bet at Buffalo Wild Wings and places like that. So it looks like Penn Gaming has gotten with Barstool to kind of beat them to the punch. So I think it'll be good. I mean, I think what they announced in their announcement, like we're going to have restaurants and bars and all that, people don't need to take that to heart. You're not going to drive down the street and see a Barstool Sports bar or a Barstool Sports restaurant. If they started doing stuff like that, they would crash and burn. But you would go into a bar or a restaurant like a Buffalo Wild Wings and see a Barstool Sports area in which you could gamble on sports. And I think that will be good. And it will all be derived and paid for by all of their media and content. And then the financial backing of Penn Gaming for software and getting the equipment out there and stuff like that. I think it'll be a good partnership. The ones benefiting from all this are going to be Penn Gaming. But for everybody that's been asking for the Super Bowl package, it is up and live. It's $25. It's got my Super Bowl top play selection on the game itself, and then I've got a total of 9 prop wagers on there as well that are included. If you are on a 1-year all-access pass, or if you were on the NFL season this year with me, you already get it. So just click your dashboard icon when you log in, and you'll see the link for the Super Bowl pass. If you were not on either of those, or if you were not on the the NFL season, or if you are not on a 1-year all access, then it is $25 if you want that pass. These lines are moving fast today, especially money lines. Holy crap. I mean, I was just looking at these like 2 hours ago, and almost every single game, something has moved. It was a makeup game, Steven. It was a makeup game from earlier in the year. What time do they end up playing? Last I heard like a week ago, it was going to be like 11 in the morning. Is there anything that hasn't moved? What the hell? No, I don't think Coach K had him running. Coach K wouldn't have run up the score on. I mean, the thing is, I bet the game because I thought that Pitt was going to roll over at some point. Because Pitt, all they have is their defense. And when it didn't work, eventually they would just have to lay off and not exude so much because they have more big games ahead that they can actually win. And as you saw, Duke was more than covering, so they could have laid off at that point and still covered. They just let Pitt come back and score. Coach K has that Roy Williams mentality. If he's one of their own, he would rather win by 2 points than 20. The only reason, had Duke won against Louisville and Clemson, I would have never played that game last night. But because of those two losses, I didn't think that Coach K would chance it, and he would get up by 30 and then tell them, back off. No, the Cameron Crazies didn't do anything wrong last night. He thought they did. He thought they were taunting. He thought they were taunting them. They weren't. They were doing their normal chat saying, come sit with us, which is what they do to any former player or any former player that comes back to Cameron for any reason, whether they're sitting in the stands, whether they're coaching a team, assistant coach, whether they're part of the media, it doesn't matter. They say it to everyone. When they heard his name, or when Coach K heard his name, he flipped out thinking that they were taunting him, so he lost his shit and then apologized after the game saying, I didn't understand what they were saying. I just heard the chant, and that's one of my guys. So it's just like Roy Williams. He would never allow Carolina students to, talk about a member of the Carolina family. But so he just politely said, maybe you shouldn't chant that because that way nobody's confused. But they do it to everybody. If Grant Hill comes back to call a game, they always, Grant, come sit with us. I mean, they do it to everybody. That's the difference between schools like Duke and North Carolina versus Kentucky. Like Kentucky, as
as, storied as the program is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is,
storied as the program is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as great of a coach as I think Calipari is, as if a former Kentucky player came back and was coaching an SEC team, whatever, and they started taunting him, Calipari wouldn't say nothing. All right. What's up, Scott? The shot clock violation, the turnover on the possession before it, the two fouls that they made when up by over 15, which in the last minute 30 they did. It was dumb. You were up by 16 with a minute 33. You could have won by 22, 24, and instead you win by 11. Of course, the line we have is 12, and you win by 11. Danny, Eric, Al, what's up? Any entry in college basketball totals tonight or not yet? I haven't even looked at totals yet. I've been doing sides all morning. Really? Seriously? No shit. When mine does it, I look up at my roof and say, "You like that being above you?" Too much, too much, too much. I'd like to know what jackwagon created these lines today. That one's wrong. I don't have to break that game down. That's wrong. I'll be honest with you. Ever since I landed, I have felt weird. Like my ear won't pop on the left side. Where the hell is that game? Oh, there's that. Later, Steven. Alright. This game is off. No, I don't think I have coronavirus. Still not even 100% sure what that is. I don't feel sick. I just feel weird. Yeah, I have to do that, Scott. If I'm betting with if I ever use my local guy for any bets, which I don't use him a ton, but I always have at least a few grand in action with him a week, just so I can have some cash flowing around. Speaking of that, he left some of my pork trials going. I walked into that this morning. I don't even know how much it is. I know it's a bunch of 50s. And, well, there's hundreds. Okay. It's probably $4,000. I think that's what he owed me. But, yeah, I have to tell him if I'm ever going to fire off anything, more than my normal, I always have to let him know before I do it. That way he can go ahead and try to offset some or go lay off some stuff, or maybe he'll try to place the same wager with another book or something like that. I don't know why it would be unsafe. It should be secure. I can't speak for other bookies. I've never, ever done a Bitcoin withdrawal for anything other than 5 dimes. And that is a completely secure process. It's just as secure as PayPal or Venmo or anything like that. Now, as far as other online books, Bovada, all of them, I can't tell you. Never done it. I wouldn't see why it would be any different for like a Bovada. Or them reporting the income. Well, they're supposed to report the income. Anything over certain amounts, it's if you withdraw it. So let's say that you cash out $10,000 from Five Dimes, or whatever. Let's say it's over 10 grand. Let's say it's 15,000, and then it goes into your Bitcoin account, and then you decide you want to take that 15,000 and deposit it into your bank. Now Bitcoin will take their little percentage of it, and then the rest. But anything other than their little percentage, yeah, they're going to report that. They have to. They have to report it to say, why they paid you this, and it was, all this kind of stuff. So it's required by the government for them to do so. Same thing with PayPal. Like if I tried to go withdraw $10,000 out of PayPal or something into my bank account, PayPal would report it to the government and say, he transferred X amount of dollars. Yes, Walter, the answer to that is yes. The IRS isn't going to dig into your bank account per se, but whatever Bitcoin service you use, whatever type of crypto you use, when you turn something into cash, physical American currency, if you do it over a certain amount, then it's not them digging into you. It's that crypto company saying, hey, here's something for over 10,000 to a US, so on and so forth. And, they'll send them the information that you requested the cash out, on this day, whatever. And then they probably won't even go look into your bank account. They'll probably see if you claim it or if you come up with a reason to say why it's there or something like that. And if you don't, over time, they'll audit you. Cryptocurrency is worthless. It's nothing. It won't last. Cryptocurrency won't be around forever. I don't believe. It is worthless. I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing more than a PayPal account. It's you spending money to be able to spend your money online. So you're paying a fee to spend your money online, and then you're paying a fee to get your money back, and so on and so forth. And that's how they say what is Bitcoin worth based on what they're taking in. But tomorrow they could say that, oh, Bitcoin crashed. It's not worth anything. It's because it doesn't exist. It's air. It's like a stock. It's nothing. It's something written on a piece of paper that people buy into. The only reason that I use any type of Bitcoin, and I have someone that I use a Bitcoin wallet with, is when I'm going to cash out from Five Dimes, so I don't have to wait 3 or 4 weeks on a check. Oh, I'm not saying people aren't making millions off of it, but you're saying that it's a worthless digital currency. That is correct. It doesn't exist. It's nothing. It is a non-existent fictional thing that people are paying money for. I didn't say that it wasn't profitable. People are obviously making money on it, but they're making money off of air. That's like me telling you, here's my cryptocurrency. Do you see it? Buy it. It's just like a stock. Stocks are nothing. It's somebody telling you something, putting it on paper, saying, oh, look at this. My company's worth this. Buy into it. And then you do so, and it raises a false value from what you've bought into a company that may not even be making money. I didn't say it wasn't profitable. I said that it is the statement that you made about a worthless digital currency, it is worthless. It's nothing. It is non-existent. It is a figment of your imagination. Do you deposit from Bitcoin into your bank account, or do you purchase something else with it? Oh, no, it goes straight into my business account. I've never made a purchase with Bitcoin. Ever, 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 ever. The only thing that I've ever done with any type of cryptocurrency is deposit into sports books. And when cryptocurrency, like when the Bitcoin market actually came out where you could buy into stocks and it started to become a thing, I invested like $10,000 into it, and I've let it sit there just to see if maybe one day they get smart enough to scam the world out of trillions of dollars, and that 10 grand turns into $1 million, and knowing that they're getting ready to collapse, and I'll cash out real fast. Yeah, I like the slate of games. I'm not in love with the lines. There's one that, let's see, how many likes are we at? Let's get up to 21 or 50 likes. We're at 21 right now. I just did one just a second ago that I'm going to bet on as a home dog. And I mean, I'm not absolutely in love with the game. It's not like it's too far off, but the wrong team is favored. And being that it is a home game for the team that should be favored, I always invest money into something like that. Even if it's, because usually I won't even look at a game truthfully unless it's a 3-point variance or higher. So if their line is this and my line should be this, it has to be a 3-point difference in my favor or higher for me to even go in any farther into it. Unless we're talking about the wrong team being favored, home and away, things like that being into factor, then I'll play around with, onesie-twosie lines because they make money. And I have one of those here. Scott, you cracked your own code right there, my brother. You said none of us getting rich on our salaries. There's one word you just used there as to why you're not getting rich, and it's the word salary. Anybody that puts you on an hourly rate or a salary is telling you that what you do is worth X amount of dollars and not a penny more, no matter what, and that you have to spend X amount of time or effort into doing so. The goal is when you wake up in the morning, you get paid for your time, obviously. What's your time worth? What can you make? What can you make for other people? And how much are you willing to put into it? If you make $1,000 an hour and you're satisfied with $3,000 a day and you work from 9 to 12, that's your prerogative. But if nothing satisfies you, then you'll be like me and you'll work from 6 in the morning to 3 in the morning, 7 days a week. And no matter what you end up making in a day, you could always probably do more. What's up, Irie? All right, let's see. I'll go ahead and give you this play, guys. There's one that I want y'all to bet because it may change back. The line opened at a pick'em. And then at Caesars, it moved to -1 in favor of Tulane. Now Caesars has South Florida -1. William Hill has South Florida -1. Five Dimes about 3 minutes ago had -1. So across the board, South Florida is -1. I think that Tulane, my line is Tulane -2.5. Again, usually that's not enough of a variance for me to really step out, but Tulane's at home. They're fairly evenly matched to South Florida, especially when playing at home. If they're playing on the road, this would be a completely different conversation. And because of home court, they should be favored by 2.5 to 3 points. They're catching a point. I like Tulane at home. Don't play the money line because you're not getting any value. Take the 1 point. I know it sounds stupid to take 1 point. Just take it. People called me stupid last night for taking Syracuse +2. They're like, oh, you're playing that. You know that you good and well you think Syracuse is going to win outright. And guess what? They should have. It was a little, they didn't play any defense on the last drive and let Clemson have a go-ahead layup. And they won the game by 1. But had I not taken those 2 points, we'd have lost. It's already in the works. I haven't been approved to insure it yet. It's who filling Michigan State money line today? You have to be directing that question at somebody other than me because I'm not even going to take that seriously. Tar Heels and Wolfpack look like crap, then you didn't watch the game. Tar Heels defense looked impressive. They're the number one rebounding team in the country, averaging over 40 rebounds a game. They hit their average in that game, and they completely shut down a more stout offense on the road in an in-state rivalry. I wouldn't say that looks like crap. And they won by 10 outright as pretty significant underdogs. NC State didn't play that great. But that was also because of North Carolina's defense. All right, let's do my top 25 because I'm getting out of here in a couple minutes, guys. And for whatever reason, this thing keeps flashing at me. I don't know why. Hold on one second. Let's try something here. And hopefully this doesn't screw anything up. No, I'm not even going to do it. They're not. I'm telling you, if y'all looked at stats, then y'all wouldn't be saying that about Ohio State. Again, it's not just about wins and losses. If it was about wins and losses, then San Diego State would be the number one team in the country, not only in my system, but nationally. And they're not. They're not even close because they're not that good of a team. And they're 21-0. But Ohio State's not in the top 10. Here's my top 25 now, guys. Now, this is obviously through Sunday. Games have been played. How do you feel about a Kobe Bryant themed promo? I'm not going to do a promotion on somebody's death, man. I feel like I would be looked at like the world's biggest piece of shit if I did that. And of course, like, I get what you're saying and don't think that it hasn't crossed my mind, but I don't want anybody to ever think that I would ever try to, like, capitalize or profit off of someone's death. Now, Jason, a reporter friend of mine who actually is the one that sent me the news about 30 minutes before it broke publicly, and that was what I said in my video. I thought it was a sick joke. He works, he's a very well-respected sports reporter in Los Angeles, has worked in and around all the Los Angeles sports teams for the past 15 years. He's very closely tied with the Dodgers, and in his offseason, he does a lot of work with the Lakers, some with the Clippers. He pretty much covers every home game at Staples Arena, then does some travel with the Lakers as well. He has sent me some information on some charities and organizations that Kobe Bryant, as well as Kobe Incorporated, his company, is affiliated with, does a lot of work to, does a lot of money with, does a lot of fundraising, things like that. So what I've done is I've got that list and I've reached out to somebody in the public relations department of Kobe Incorporated, told them who I was, told them how I got the information so that way they know that it's legit, sent them all of my information, my media credentials through Bleacher Bum Media to let them know, what I would be doing with this information. But I asked them, I said, obviously you guys worked with the man. If he had one organization or charity or foundation or anything that he cherished more than the other, like if he only could deal with one, what would it be? And I told him that I would like to raise money for it, on behalf of him and his daughter and their family. And so I was told that I would have an answer by first of the week by the person that would need to answer that. And then I will. I will most certainly be doing a package derived of that, but it'll probably be like either like a day package, which I don't offer and never will. But it may be where I do a one-day package and say, listen, buy it for X amount of dollars. This is where your money's going. It's not coming to me, and, it is what it is, and we'll do something like that. I just need to see what the foundation or charity or function is, and then kind of see what type of donations they take in. Because there are some charities and stuff that you'd be surprised that they'll say, listen, if your donation's less than $5,000, we don't take it. You would seriously be surprised. Some nonprofits actually do that. I doubt, it would be one of these, but I've run across them before where they're like, we don't take anything under $5,000 at a time because of the, they said if they don't, something about the state that they're in makes them pay some sort of, I don't know. It's so stupid. And knowing that all their stuff was based in California, I can believe that something stupid like that would be. All right, so here's my current top 25. Number 1, and again, these numbers were done very, very late Sunday night going into Monday, so of course, 2 days of games have been played. I'm not saying that any of these top 25s would be changed at this point, but this was my top 25 going into the week. Number 1, Kansas. Number 2, Duke. Number 3, Gonzaga. I still laugh at that because I don't think they're the third best team in the country. But based on the numbers, right now they are at 21-1, a plus 26.21 point differential, a 120.2 adjustment on offense, 94 on defense. I mean, they're playing good ball. But again, they're playing nobodies. Number 4 is actually West Virginia. Number 5, Dayton. Number 6, Baylor. Number 7, Louisville. Number 8, Maryland. Number 7 is Louisville. Number 8 is Maryland. Number 9 is Seton Hall. Number 10 is Michigan State. Number 11, Arizona. Number 12, Ohio State. 14 is Butler. 15, Iowa. 16, San Diego State. 17, Florida State. 18, Villanova. 19, Colorado. 20 is Houston. 21, Illinois. 22, Purdue. 23, BYU. 24 is Penn State. And let's see who can guess the number 25 team. If you guess the number 25 team, I'll give something away. You have one guess per person. First person to get it right, I'll stop you. Who is my 25th ranked team in the country? No, Ohio State is in my top 15. Butler is in my top 15 too. I've already announced those things, guys. San Diego State's in my top, is the number 16 team. Guys, I've already announced all these teams. I said, who is my top 20, my 25th ranked team? All these teams that you guys are ranking are teams that I've already named 1 through 24. Butler, San Diego State. Well, San Diego State was 16. Butler was 14. Colorado was in the top 20. Oregon was in the top 12. No, excuse me. Oregon was 6. No. Oregon is 17, excuse me. Stays giving Dylan Howard. Damn, Chase stays giving who no love? Are you saying I give West Virginia no love? Bingo. Matt Bailey got it. Kentucky. Matt Bailey got it. How are you saying I don't give West Virginia no love? They're ranked 4th in my system. I got them ranked higher than the nation does, than their actual ranking. They won't stay there. But right now I've got them ranked 4th. They don't get much more love than that. I'm being very generous. Let me look at something. Give me 1 second. Let's see what Mr. Matt's on. All right, that works right there. All right, Matt, I just went into your account on my site and I gave you access to my Super Bowl package. So you get my Super Bowl play as well as all my non-prop bets. All right, guys, I've got to roll because I've still got a ton of work to do, and I'm just getting back in. So obviously got a little bit later start on all this that I wanted to. We will be back live tomorrow, but it'll be at the normal time, 11 a.m. The only announcement for the day is, as far as any specials or anything go, the Super Bowl pass is $25. It comes with my Super Bowl top play on the game itself, as well as my non-prop wagers that I have personally wagered on. And, yeah, that's it. You can buy it from now all the way up until 5 p.m. on Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah, quarter unit of prop sounds, it's really, on the props, it's got to be what your bankroll will allow. I went a half unit on each prop, and I did my normal, and I did the Super Bowl bet itself like a normal daily top play. But a quarter unit is more than sufficient. I know some people that are putting a unit on each one, but it's because like they can sustain the losses if it comes. Plus, there are some big plus money props in there. But I told him, I said, that's not my doing. So if you go out there and these, and you tank on these, then don't cry to me to dig you out of a hole for them. Because the only thing that I'm giving you a recommendation to bet like normal is that top play, which is on the game itself. It's one play that I wagered on Monday evening. Let me look real quick, guys. I'll try to give you a free play before I get out of here. I just want to see if this line is moved, because I did get some information on this game, and I feel like this line is going to inevitably move the way we need it to move, because right now it's not where we need it to. It's still a point or so off, but let's see if anything's changed. I've already given out one play. I think Dayton's laying too many points. No, there won't be an update on it, Scott. I like the game. There's no line yet. There won't be a line until at least sometime tomorrow. And as soon as the line comes out, I'm either going to post this right up and play, and we'll play it, or I completely lay off of it. So if you guys don't hear anything, then no go on it, because I'm not going to force it. But if the line comes out and is correct, I'll post it immediately so that we can take advantage of what may be an inaccurate line. Aris says Dayton's the best team in the nation. I don't know what nation you're talking about. Not this nation. Let's check this line real quick. God, I hate Max Kellerman. All right, I got one. Nobody's going to like this game, or anybody that's been following either one of these two teams. So you've got the 10-7 Monmouth going up against 7-10 St. Peter's. St. Peter's at home laying 1 point, 117 on the money line, or 115 at 5 dimes. I don't know why William Hill has it at 117. So I'm going to play 5 dimes on this one. Minus 115. St. Peter's at home to win outright because my line is St. Peter's minus 4.5. So I will most certainly take St. Peter's just to win at home against, St. Peter's hasn't done very well, but Monmouth's had a better, easier schedule. They played more home games, but truth be told, on paper, they're about even. I actually think St. Peter's is the better team. So 4.5 points was my line. You can lay one if you want to, but the money line is where the value is. Minus 115. That's a premium play. Rock and roll with it. So those are the 2 free plays for the day. St. Peter's over Monmouth, money line minus 115 at home, and Tulane plus 1 at home over South Florida. I've done my top 25. I've given away a Super Bowl package. If you guys want the Super Bowl package with my top play and 9 prop bets, it's $25 on chasewins.com. Or if you want to get on the action for today, potential double top plays tonight, plenty of premium plays, NBA, college basketball, and National Hockey League all in effect tonight. $50 gets you 3 days, $99 gets you 7 days, $2.99, the cheapest in the business, gets you 30 days. And if you want to do something long-term, email me. Who knows, maybe I'm feeling generous. And I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully 11 a.m. We'll see.